Today we're going to do some Costco and garden to table cooking. I picked up this Weston meat cuber a while ago, and I haven't had a chance to use it. And I thought this would be a good time to use it because we bought a big pork roast loin at Costco the other day, and I wanted to try making cube steaks with it. It's a real simple one. It was got a good deal on Amazon on it. And it's just been waiting there because I love cube steaks, except for they just cost a fortune anymore. It's like $12 for a little pack of them. So I figured I was going to try making my own, and I figured I would start with pork because it's, a lot cheaper than buying an eye round or something. So this is what it looks like. It kind of came in pieces. It's the simplest one I could find. And basically what it has are two stainless steel cutter blades you can see there with fingers on them that kind of interlock, and they poke holes in the meat to tenderize it. Pretty neat looking thing, and it takes a while to get all that Chinesium smell and oil out of it, so some hot soap and water to wash it. And then for the blades, I wound up using a nice vegetable brush to get in there and wash them good with some soap and water. Then dried everything off good, and it's pretty simple to put this thing together. First you have to put this top on there, and then you just set the those two blades in. They drop right in there. Pretty simple. You want to be careful how you pick these things up. They're not razor sharp, but they're kind of dangerous looking. And then you have to just set the top on, and you have to do it the right way. There it is. Flip it around and two screws, and that's pretty much it. Really simple looking, manual crank thing that I think my wife will use. And then you just mount this clamp on there, and they do give you all the hardware and the wrenches that you need to put it together, so that was pretty easy. And then the handle just goes on there with a nice big thumb screw. So that's it. It took maybe minute to put it together. Pretty simple. And then you need a counter to clamp it on. I've got this butcher block top made over here, so I'm going to clamp it on that. That's about 1.5 inches thick. You need something really sturdy to put this on because it does take a little bit of force. And then you have to slide these two things in here that keep the meat from wrapping around those cutters. So at Costco, they had boneless pork loins on sale for $1.79. That's the lowest I've seen them in quite a while. So I grabbed one the other day to try in this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by cutting a little bit over 1/2 inch thick slices off of this just to try, see how they work out. I have no idea what's going to happen, but we'll find out in a second. And it's, it's kind of tough to cut the raw meat like this, but good sharp knife. In a couple of minutes, I've got 6 steaks cut there to get started with. And then over to the machine is my first try. And of course I turned it the wrong way. Now, just drop the steak in there with the tongs and try to grab it as it's coming out. And then turn it 90 degrees and do it again.
Ooh, that looks nice.
And then I'm going to just try it one more time through there. We went between doing 2 and 3 passes, and it turned out that 3 are the best. They give you the nicest, biggest steaks. They kind of double the size of it there, you can see. So actually, it's really it's a nice thing, and once you figure out which way to turn the handle, it goes really quick. So you do it once, and then turn it 90, and then I'm going to just turn it. Well, there's the 2. So I did a mixture of them. But I wound up settling with the 3. And you can see it really doesn't take too much force to do, and does a nice job. So grabbed the wife and said, "Come on, you try this." And she got all aproned up and ready to go. And actually, she liked it. It turned out to be, easy enough that she could use it. So I'm real happy about that. And like I said, we started with pork, but we'll be doing chicken. And also probably an eye round we'll grab to make the beef steaks with. But yeah, it does do a Really beautiful job for a little hand machine. And there you can see that's double passes that she did it with, and in the end we actually decided to go with 3 passes, but again it just takes a couple seconds to do another pass. So that came out good, and here I am. I'm just going to cut up the rest of this pork loin and just run them all through there, because that's basically what we bought it for. Save a little piece off the end there for stir fry meat. And there's the rest of the steak. So let's just start running them through again. And it really is, it's kind of like a fun job. It's really neat to be able to do stuff like this. And the machine didn't cost a fortune either. So, and no plugs or anything else, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. And they do make a jerky slicer blade for this thing also. But you can see I settled on a little bit over 1/2 inch thick. Just about 5/8 of an inch thick slices seem to be the best. So I let her run through a bunch of them, and you can see it just pokes holes and cuts them up, and boy does it make them tender when you go to eat them. I'll show you at the end when we cook them up. Okay, so this is where I decided let's do them all 3 passes. So I'm just going to take and run through them, and you can see how much bigger they get on that 3rd pass for some reason. Doesn't matter what angle that's on. It makes them a little bit thinner and a little bit bigger. So I was worried they might fall apart, but nope, they stay together perfect, just like a store-bought cube steak. And there we are. We've got a whole master cube steak a couple minutes later. What a beautiful job it did. So now my wife's going to pick some of them out to cook up tonight. Going to fry some up tonight, and then going to try some schnitzel with them tomorrow. And then the rest of them we're going to put in, vacuum pack them. 2 steaks to a bag, so we can, get like 1 dinner out of them. And in the end, we wound up getting 23 steaks for a $17 piece of meat. So that was a pretty good deal for cube steaks. Alright, over to this Vevor chamber sealer. I can't believe how many bags we've done with this with no problem whatsoever. This thing has been one of our favorite pieces of equipment in the kitchen. We made such a mistake starting out with a sealing wheel and not just going with a chamber sealer like this. I definitely recommend this if anybody's looking for one. And especially with meat, because instead of pulling the juice out of the meat, it actually pushes the juice into the meat, and it just freezes so much nicer. So there you can say bags of 2 just going down the freezer to be frozen, and a chunk of pork for a stir fry one night. So let's take it apart and see what it looks like. And actually it looks pretty clean. Not too much of a mess to clean up. I was surprised. I thought it'd be all juicy and nasty in there. So just soak it in some hot soapy water for a while, and then brush it with a brush, and cleans right up. So now it's time to get cooking. There's some blue Adirondack potatoes we're going to throw on the grill tonight. And we're going to try spaghetti squash on the grill. And those are some of our Alyssa Craig onions, some of the little ones we're going to cook up. So, got to put them on skewers to make them easier to turn on the grill. And I cleaned out the squash, a little bit of olive oil on it. And this is their first time trying squash on the grill. I read it online, so it's got to be doable. And there it is. I set up the Vevor grill for indirect grilling, and they say you got to grill it about 40 minutes, but I wound up going about 60 because it was a really big one. Onions are frying down, and got a bunch of gourds in the house now. My wife's happy to have her gourd decorations around. Waiting for some more pumpkins to turn orange to get them in there too, but actually you can see how beautiful the gourds are this year. And there we are. Spaghetti squash is done. Looks beautiful. Came out really nice. Potatoes are done too. And the onions are all getting caramelized up. Time to get the steaks frying in the pan. Get that hot little bit of olive oil in there. And just takes a minute to cook them up when you're like this. And if you try this with just plain slices of pork loin, it'd be like rubber. So I'm going to scrape out the spaghetti squash, and it cooked beautiful on the grill. This is the way we're going to cook it from now on. I can't believe how nice and tasty it came out. And the little steaks are all cooked up, and there's dinner tonight. Pork steak and some potatoes, spaghetti squash, and onions from the garden, and applesauce we canned last year. So for dessert, I had a drumstick. I picked some up at Costco, and they were on sale, and I couldn't believe how little they made them this year. They're not real ice cream, but usually they used to be twice that size, so I guess that's what they call downsizing. Anyhow, you can see we had fun with this machine. You know, we're going to be using it a lot more for chicken and beef also, so it's going to be a fun addition to the kitchen. And it did do a wonderful job, and the steaks came out just like so tender. It was unbelievable. And yes, the spaghetti squash came out wonderful on the grill. I couldn't believe the extra flavor it added to it. And the potatoes were, really great too. So I just thought I'd share this with you to show how easy it is to make cube steaks. And, they really work great. It came out tender. And there's our gourds. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.